Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating from wisdomseekers.net. We are a good group of readers. Go check us out, please. We have readers for every taste. Today, this is Chit Chat with Elizabeth, and we are going to talk about the soulmates and twin flames. And here we are. This is Elizabeth.
Hey, guys. I didn't laugh.
That's really good. I'm impressed. Now you're laughing.
Now I'm laughing.
So we've got a few minutes before anybody pops on. What would you like to talk about? First of all, how do you spell ACA? A-C-A? Well, you use it all the time when you say ACA, Aunt Beth.
I do. Wow. I'm going to have to check that out because I don't remember.
Isn't it AKA?
Okay.
Oh, AKA. Also known as.
Okay. So there it is.
Yeah, also known as Aunt Beth.
Okay, so C-A. So now it's A, small a, capital K, small a.
Yeah. Yeah, don't feel bad about that. Simon used to post all the time, and he would say Yano. And Yano, and then make a statement. And Yano, and make a statement. And finally I asked him, I said, well, how's your friend Yano? And he goes, Yano? I'm like, yeah, Yano. And he goes, no, Mom, it's you know. Like, you know this. Oh, okay.
I know. I ask Elle all the time, what's his name? She says, I don't know. It's from a different part of the world, Mom.
So, yeah, it's crazy. Social media is insane.
And different areas really do difference there.
Yeah.
Again.
So
yesterday, the day before, we did the spontaneous live with Linda. And she suggested blue stone in the throat chakra. I am trying it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She seemed really well informed from what I saw. I mean,
she is a lot.
But I mean, us Southern girls, we got to stick together.
I've been trying to get her to join the group for a while. But
she looked like a lovely person, really did. I really enjoyed her video.
She does know I've been using her wisdom for a while. And hi, Aparna. And what I suggest if people use her, try to give her a donation because she doesn't accept money.
Some of the old school shaman people don't. They don't accept money.
I don't
down
think
here, especially in the South, you run across called treaters. Treaters will not accept money. It's an insult. Don't give it to them. They will exchange for gifts. Standard, I think in Native American, a standard is tobacco.
Yeah, tobacco is an honor.
Yeah, and down here,
America-wide.
When I do my healing work down here, I got to be honest with you, it used to be Coca-Cola or dog food. So
See dog food.
Yeah. So that was how, because you don't take money.
And that's a concept that unfortunately it doesn't. It would be lovely if it worked in the nowadays, but well, the cost of living is such that it's getting harder and harder.
It is. Your old school people, they still get that sense of wrongness with it, even though the majority of business is done online now. They still get that and it kind of probably the reason why she's coming from that old school tradition down here.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
But what you can do is say, okay, I'm giving you X amount of money. This is for your dog.
This is for
your dogs. Or
yes.
This is for to buy cola or
That's
my mother would give gifts. She says, I'm giving you money and I want you to buy.
Right. Yeah. It's like when I make my oils, my healing oils and stuff for people, you know, I don't ever accept money for it. But they do feel often compelled uh, to gift me something, which, you know, like I said, is usually something that is related to the dogs or related to, you know, my lifestyle.
Mhm.
Uh, Traditionally, that was just how it was done. You know, you never offered money and you never accepted money.
Hi, Aaron.
So um, they're a unique set of people down here. The
No,
healers,
that's not just unique to the South.
yeah.
It was it was everywhere, I believe.
Well,
But
yeah,
it's also
the
not wise
concept is
to
everywhere.
something for nothing.
Yeah, but the healers down here are a unique set of people. They I don't even know how to define it. They kind of have that old Cajun or old, you know, Southern weirdness about them, where
What
you
can
know,
weirdness?
yeah, it's like, you know, you could be like shrimping next to one or be out in, you know, in the industry next to one and never realize, you know, that they're an active treater because they meld so well in with, you know, normal people.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that's what makes them unique because in other cultures, you know, healers are set apart.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
saying,
yeah,
but that's one of
so
the things I suggest. I suggest that's why I am always telling people you're Bayou trained
yeah,
because you do have a different philosophy, a different way of looking at things,
yeah.
and your understanding is quite different from what the understandings I grew with. I
Well,
find
that
it
and that's
interesting. It did fill in a lot of gaps for me.
the yeah. Each culture is gifted with a different knowledge. That's the truth. None are better than any other, and none are worse. So you can't say, um, you know, a medicine man in South America is, you know, less or higher than,
You mean like the four
say,
agreements
right.
with
Then
I can't remember his name.
yeah, you know, there's different. They're gifted differently for a reason and for the purpose of the land that they live in and the people that they serve. Uh, hey, Erin. I'm gonna say hi to Erin. I saw her. Uh,
So Wisdom Seeker says hi. Who's the Wisdom Seekers?
Hi, wisdom seekers. But yeah. So you got this. You know, well, I mean, Erin popped on, and it just brings to mind. I'm not a medium, and I never will be.
No, not your talents.
No, and but she is. You know,
Very
and greatly so. And you know, that's a unique gift. Would the design, the intelligent design, the creative, the creator, the universe, the goddess, whatever God you want to call this, uh, love diversity.
and I'm
Um,
really glad too.
yeah. So you know, no one area is the same. No one gift is the same. No person has the same gift. Luckily, so we balance. We
Yeah,
balance out.
that's the thing. You're with you could, and I'm not trying to put you down because it's the opposite of put down. You could never be a medium because of your balance. Your
No,
talent as a dreamer precludes you from dealing with that side of life or not life.
it's exactly true. That's exactly true. Um, but I am blessed to know some very talented mediums, so it balances out. Uh, you know, I'm blessed.
I bet they enjoy you too.
I hope so. I cannot say Maria. Hi.
We have new people coming in. Do you want to retell people what the topic is?
Well, we were just chatting for a few minutes until there was enough people on to make it interesting, but we are going to talk about soulmates and twin flames and the differences, etc., and what to expect from each. Right?
Absolutely. I love this is a question that comes up so often. You know, people are searching for their soulmate. They're searching for their twin flame. I always said that, and this is a true story. I always said that the day that my one true love passed with the intention of meeting me, I would be in the bathroom at Walmart. So, but
just real quick before we jump headfirst into true love talk.
True love.
Erin says that she was the one saying hi as wisdom seekers, and she also adds, "We all have beautiful gifts to share with the world."
Yes, we do.
Topic.
Yes, we do.
It's so different and varied.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always amazed by women who don't realize, you know, men too, to a certain degree, but women are really, really on point. You know, they tend to be very negative towards their self-image, and you know, women are so beautiful in their spirit and their energy. It's really frustrating with me because, you know, like I'll hear women and they'll be saying, "Oh my God, I was so stupid," and it was like, no, you weren't. You just made a bad decision at this point in time. You know, you're a very intelligent, gifted person. I take a lot of slack for that because I really jump on people, even out in public, strangers. You know, I'll be shopping and I'll you know, correct a stranger, and you can just see their face like, "Who the hell are you?"
And it's true, right? Hi, Linda.
Yes.
Hi, Sam.
So it's, you know, it's, women are beautiful and men are beautiful, and
well, you know, it's really funny. Not to take your name in vain, Linda, but you did an awesome job the other day. And the next day, you wrote to me and said, "Well, I could have said this, and that," and I thought, "You did awesome. Just take the win."
Yeah, take the win.
That is exactly what you said. Women, we don't trust ourselves.
No, we don't.
Of Linda, she also goes, "I'm at work. Hawkeye just walked in. Wish me luck."
Good luck.
Good luck, Linda. So I guess we should get on topic.
Yep. Anybody have any questions before we ask?
Not yet.
Okay. So, like, I often, and I'm sure you do too, get asked, is this person my soulmate? And that's a big question out there. Is this person my soulmate? Is this person my twin flame? First off, if you have to ask, no, you know, because you're going to know before I do. Yeah.
All I can do in a situation like that is sort of grind my teeth a little bit and try to answer honestly.
Yeah, it's just like, no, if you're asking the question, you know, it's likely not. Does not mean that that person's not your love. Doesn't mean that they're not your mate. Because you can have a great love and you can have a great mate without them being your soulmate. You can have a new love. You know, you can have a new creative love, which is fresh and I think much more exciting than a soulmate, because all the potential of the world is there, all of it, for a new creative experience. Yeah, it's nice to have your old buddy back, but I mean, come on, who doesn't like something new? You know, so, you know, just because that person may not be your soulmate does not mean you should not love them and form a deep and binding connection with them, in my opinion. you know. I
And
think
combined,
people,
we have well over 100 years.
yeah, yeah, don't underestimate love as a force of energy. One of the great three, faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these being love. So, like, oftentimes, maybe drop the idea of looking for your soulmate and instead accept love in whatever form it comes. Is always good advice. You know, um, and like I was telling you earlier, I blame romance novels for this shit so much. you know.
Yeah. And I mean, romance novels are good. They keep
Yep.
they give you hope. They give you respite from daily life, etc., etc.
Oh
And then
yeah.
sometimes they actually come true. But
Mm-hmm.
then I'd say 97% of the time, we actually have to live in the world as it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, what do you do if your soulmate isn't the same sexual persuasion as you are? You're looking for a marriage, you're looking for this great connection, but what if, they swing the other way? I'm just saying, it happens. What if they're not even human? Which is also a possibility. It's a rare possibility, but it does happen. I think the movie A Dog's Life comes to mind. Now that's a soulmate. That's a soul that was so attached to this person that they made their way to them time and time again. But that love had nothing to do with this physical reality. That's a soulmate. Um, if you think about it. I don't know how other people feel about it. I probably just really disappointed a lot of people out there. So,
The truth prevail. And it will free a lot. It will literally free a lot of people from this idea that they have to have a soulmate to get married. And how
yeah,
many people have fallen in love or in puppy love, more likely, married these people and lived a life of misery
yeah,
because we just don't stop to think. And one of the things I have a really hard time with people is when they fall in love, they want to do everything right now. And I give them a timeline. I say 3 months and the luster is off. 13 months with its real love. Then it's the shelf life will last for 13 months. And then you can consider getting into a really in-depth relationship.
yeah. I know it's against a lot of religions, and I'm probably going to get slapped down here. Try
No.
living with them first. You don't know you love somebody until they spit in the same sink with you do. It's you
I,
know,
actually, science has proven, and I've seen it happen time and time again. With you live with somebody, you never want to marry them because when you marry a person, then the shoulds and the shouldn'ts come into play. And so, what you learned as a child, with you're married, your wife picks up your dirty socks and your dirty underwear. But when you're not married, you picked up your own dirty socks and your own dirty underwear. So a lot of shoulds and shouldn'ts come into play when you get that little piece of paper. If you have lived with somebody, it it's a, and I know many people who've been together for 20 years. They got married within a year they were divorced because all the shoulds and shouldn'ts of how you're supposed to be married that you've accepted when you were a child from your parents, marriages and things like that come into play, and hey, it doesn't work.
yeah.
I know I lived with my now ex
Mm-hmm.
for a year before I married him. And the day we decided to get married, I was suddenly supposed to pick up his dirty socks. I was not told. And I had to figure it out because he got a little cranky.
Yeah. Well, another thing too is if there are any men watching, and I don't know if there are or not,
Not yet.
don't hold your wife to your mother's standards.
Mm.
She will never match it. You know, funny story about that, because my son actually lost a girlfriend stating that he could never marry a woman who didn't wash clothes like his mother. So don't do that. You know, you're going to miss a really good love because you're holding this woman to not be a lover, but be a mother. And she's not your mother. She's your lover. She's your partner. You know, she's the person that's there to face life with you, or he is, or she is, or he is, whatever you choose. But don't hold that person to the standard of your mother, because a mother power is something completely you don't get until you're a mother. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. You have to be a mother to get the mother power. So yeah, don't. And the same with girls. You know, ladies. You know, and I was I guess lucky in a backhanded slap across the face way. You know, not to have a really great father image, but don't hold your lover to the standard of your father. No, my nieces hold every boyfriend that comes along to the standard of their father. Never going to happen. There's never going to be a man like that. He's never going to hold up. You know, luckily my older niece has finally realized this and has a really great love life now with a partner. But, you know, no, they're never going to be the standard of your parent. That's just a common mistake.
I'm just going to interject here, because we have one question about marriage from Linda Johnson. She goes, "Seriously though, I missed what you said earlier, but am I on track to ever be happily married? I've been divorced twice and only married a total of 11 years between the two."
But has 3 great children.
Linda, there's a potential for you to meet a man that you can marry and stay married to. You're going to have to kind of drop your shopping list because you've had these 2 other marriages. You've formed a do and don't list in your head. This person is a friend that you could be married to successfully. That they are not going to match that list. I think right now they feel like you have forever friend zoned them and you are unobtainable. So I don't know if you know somebody like that in your life. They're just kind of always in the background. But that's the feeling I get. This poor person is just like forever friend zoned, and yeah. So think about that. You know, we do form lists in our heads because of past successes and failures. Don't look at that when you're looking for this next mate. And look for that person that's always kind of there, but maybe you're not looking at them that way. So that's my suggestion.
Kind of supportive.
Very supportive. Very supportive. This person's going to be, but then, like I said, this is someone you never looked at that way before and wouldn't think about it. Like I said, they feel they've forever friend zoned. So, really have a high affection for you as a female. You know, there's a little bit of lust there. So,
Excuse me. Linda Johnson replied, no guy friends right now, but I will be on the lookout and be more open-minded. Thank you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even consider who he is as a guy friend, even if. So, question 2: what kind of loves do you see in the world right now?
what kind of way?
What
Lust?
kind of lust too? But I do believe in premarital sex. What you were saying, I should have said that. But I never suggest that if you're going to live with somebody, don't ever consider marrying them. But my daughters will tell you this. I tell my daughters, don't get married, live with them.
Oh, I tell my nieces all the time, go for a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
Don't go for a lifelong marriage. Go
Or
for a
even
3-year contract. Yeah. It's just like, and then at the end of 3 years, if y'all are both good, renew the contract or drop it,
I agree totally on that one.
Mhm.
Don't the Wiccans do that with their broom ceremony?
The Wiccans do that with a 1-year contract and a 5-year contract.
Yeah, it's a good way to be. I really believe that. I can fully get behind that 100%.
Yeah, because all the expectations and the crankiness and you always have to be on your best behavior if you want to stay with that person.
I gotta be honest with you. I have had men in my past and that have flat out told me they still love me to this day, but they could never live with me. Not in a million years. It's just, that's the way it is sometimes for some people. It's
and maybe a weekend here and a weekend there is all you need.
Yeah, I used to say a truck driver or an oil rig worker was the best marriage. They're gone all the time.
I do. But and I've been in love a few times, and to this day, every single one of them, I can say with great pleasure that I didn't marry them, and I go, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's bothering me about Linda, if I can go back to that,
Sure.
is I wasn't sure that person was male. I wasn't 100% sure that person wasn't a male person.
Could be a female. That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happens a lot. There are more and more women or even with they are or heterosexual.
Yeah.
Going to the other side, so to speak, because they understand each other much better than the male-female.
Yeah.
And the truth is, we don't speak the same language. I mean,
we
can
don't.
say the same words, but we don't speak the same language.
We don't. And those, love, deep love sometimes excludes physical love. So I don't know. I had to say that. I wasn't, when they said that, I was like, was I sure that person was male? Because I really don't think I was sure. So that's something to think about. You talk about love is such a strange topic.
Well, it's a lot broader than we give it credence.
Yeah, because real love, isn't in this physical realm, and it doesn't play by our physical rules. it's outside of our physical reality. It's the soul.
And true love, yeah, it transcends this lifetime.
Right. So you don't shit. What am I trying to say here?
Take a deep breath.
Yeah. So a lot of times, people aren't really asking me about love. They're asking me about who they're compatible with as a mate, physical mate. That's a different question. And, but I'm answering the question that they asked. Who's the soul person? Who's that love connection that's not physical? And I think that's where I get confused a lot of times in readings. Man, you want a mate, of course, everyone does. But real love doesn't take into account your wants and desires. It doesn't take into account, your idea of things, I guess is what I'm saying.
And I think you'll find that happens a lot more than it used to with the shift in consciousness.
Yeah. And
Erin has a question.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a natural law here.
Ask. Go ahead.
Okay. And so Erin says, not interested in asking about relationship stuff, and then she puts 2 sick face emojis. LOL. But was wondering about what you think or feel about this new opportunity with this group of women I met. She also adds quickly to relationships with men and females. She goes, I'm thinking about going to the other side, LOL. Seriously, had enough lessons with the male gender.
Okay, this group of women, I think it's for fun. It's going to be a fun thing. Like, I almost see wine and cheese in this. I don't know why I see wine and cheese in this, but it's just kind of, it doesn't hurt to get together with them. It's not, any opportunity you get, you're going to make. All right, let's just throw that out there. This door that's opening with these women, it's only going to apply if you go for it. Anything you go for has the potential to be successful. These women are going to be fun to be with, but I don't get a deep sense of commitment here. So I think the opportunity that you're really looking for is going to be self-made. You're a self-made person.
And I can say from working with Erin, she puts 110% of her effort into what she does. So you're right, 100% right. She will make opportunities.
And as for yeah, I think you should go for a friend, Erin. Stop looking for the serious. There's a friend really waiting to be your special person, like your fight back-to-back person, your go-to person.
That's their new term, the ride or die.
Right.
Friend.
So yeah, that's my feel on that. I don't think that, and please don't take this wrong, I just don't think that the person is made yet that's at your level of energy. So you need a person that's willing to accept that maybe in certain ways they are, I don't want to say lesser, but they are definitely not as bright as you, but they are the best for you. And that's what you're looking for. So I mean, I hate to tell you that. I hate when I have to tell people that. I just don't think the person was made for you yet. It's kind of hard to tell people that,
But
you know?
the energy shifts and changes so much. Somebody
Yeah.
who wakes up today could be ready in a month.
Yeah, maybe. Absolutely potential. That's why I said this person is not, they're going to have to accept that you just burn brighter than them. And honestly, women are better at accepting that than men, you know, and being supportive of that brighter energy and adding fire to it. Whereas men feel, because of the social demands put on men, they feel less. It's just the truth. Men have a, you know, a very large social burden in love, you know, because of history. We have placed, you know, the earn the money, be the head of the household, be better, be the best, be the king of the castle. We placed that all on them as a social expectation. So it's really hard. Like you see this on television all the time, the conflict. Oh, the woman is earning more money than the man. You know, can he accept this in their life? Blah, 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 blah. So men have a really heavy burden in finding romance and love because of that, because of social expectation. I don't know if that helped anybody, but there you go.
Erin just commented, "Thank you so much, Elizabeth and Eliz-sha." Heart.
Yay!
So it must have helped someone.
So yeah, I think if I had to tell people about soulmates specifically, I would say lose your laundry list and lose your expectation, and don't make that the soul. Isn't that pun intended? Don't make that the sole qualifying factor of your love life. You know, don't. Love is more powerful than being a soulmate.
Well,
It
an
is.
example for any woman that's had a child.
Yes.
Well, you look at your newborn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that instant, your world's changed.
Yeah.
Your definition, yeah, your definition of love has changed. You know, get a dog and let it throw up on you. Your definition of love has changed. You know, place your energy into a piece of land, and your definition of love changes. You know, don't allow an idea to keep you from love. You know, don't put a top on that expectation. Oh, you know, I can only love my soulmate. No. You know, you can have a great love. You can have an epic love. You can have the love that books are written about, and that person's not your soulmate.
Well, an example would be an American, I don't know if it's truth or a myth, but Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
That is from the books or the stories I've heard. That's a love. That's a passion.
It is. It is love. It's passion. It's an energy that expands in a way that you could never expect. That's love. You know, if you're looking for real love, don't limit it to this defined definition of, oh, it has to be my soulmate. I would be in trouble. My soulmate was a dog. Just saying. So, just, don't limit yourself. Love is so much more and so much more powerful. You talk about faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. That is because that energy creates. It's a creative force that expands out from you and encompasses and makes better what it touches, what it chooses to let into your life. So
somebody named Elizabeth Atwood has a special message for you.
Yeah, again, was waiting for a lull.
Sorry.
I wanted to thank you again for the emails we've exchanged. Things are already looking up.
I am so very glad. I really am. Because there's so much potential for you.
Linda Johnson comments, "Amen. Preach it, sister."
I think we hooked Linda on the live chats.
It also helps that I sent her a private invite to join.
Oh, lovely.
She really enjoyed herself. I mean, our talks afterwards, she was very, very excited about it, and she should have been. It was excellent. Mind you, so far we haven't had anything but excellent, right?
Right. And I think that's the whole thing.
Well, my expectation is that this is an excellent place to talk.
Yeah.
But that's another form of love too, right? Your passions.
It is. When I look at, when I do a reading, I'm blessed with being able to see what the person can't see about themselves. And they're the created in them, what we call the breath of God.
So, apologies. Erin writes about Linda's live. She writes, "She was awesome," and Linda comments, "Please note, Elisha's necklace is not lost on me. Nice choice."
Because of the sleep apnea, she suggested a blue stone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that I'm really trying to express to people out there that get to watch this video, and I want to say it one more time: do not limit the universe when it comes to love. Don't limit love by definition or an expectation. Whatever you do, don't limit it.
Yeah. And we do, as human beings, we do have a tendency to think in boxes. So be like Doctor Who.
Think outside the box.
Think outside the box. But if you're Doctor Who, you think inside the box because it's bigger.
Yeah. It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and love is like that.
Yeah. Think extravagantly.
Right. And be open to everything, because the universe will, the more open you are, the more the universe will give you.
Yeah.
And
reading for a lot of people, I've seen so many people, I make a suggestion and they say no.
Yeah.
And they limit themselves immediately from something that could have been fabulous for them. And I saw it fabulous.
Yeah, because we're co-creators. We've been given this privilege of being co-creators in our own life. And I tell people that all the time.
Mm-hmm. And as the psychics, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking we see the only path there is. And with people who are psychics tell you they see the only path there is, then don't ever go back.
Yeah, they're lying.
Because, yeah, go ahead, Elizabeth.
Yeah, you have a choice. Your future changes with every choice you make right now. If you say yes, the universe says, haha, you got it. If you say no, the universe says, okay.
But it not only when they say no does it cut down that potential.
Yeah.
It cuts down more potentials everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So say yes. Always yes.
Yes. Always yes. Well, there's some things you should say no to.
That's true.
Let's be clear about that.
The negative path and the positive path, right?
Right. You always want to say no to abuse.
Absolutely.
You always want to say no to anything that limits you. If somebody limits your love for them, when they have a defined area that you can love them only in this area, and you're looking for an expansive love, you should say no. I'm not. I don't. If they and boundaries are good. If somebody crosses your boundaries, you should say no. So, Heather Skinner.
Yeah,
is that what I'm saying?
What's happening for me in my love life, or in love? Apologies.
What happens for Heather in love? Well, first off, Heather, you can fall in love very heavily. Did somebody break your heart at one time? Did they? I got a real deep hurt. That's kind of.
Did she answer?
I'm not entirely sure it's for the just asked question, but she goes, "Yepers."
Well, yeah, but part of that is being alive, right?
Now, I don't want to get too far into that because it's deeply personal. But I think that for you, love, you're going to have to heal something first. And once you do, you're going to find somebody. I think halfway through that, you're going to find somebody that soothes that part of you. It's almost like like they put a cool rag, on a fever. So this isn't going to be a burning love. This is going to be a cool love. This is going to be somebody that they're steady. Okay. They're not Hottie McBody. All right. They're not Hottie McBody. They're very steady. They're very calming. They soothe that hurt. They reassure that pain they don't reaffirm that pain, they reassure it. And they start to cool it. They're very understanding of you. Very understanding of you. And see this coming pretty quickly in your possibilities. So be open to people. Don't shut them down too quickly. I hope that helps. I really do. That person is right around the corner for you.
And not only that, you want to be friends with the people you go out with and fall for before you fall in love with them.
Yes.
It's very hard because you want the passion first.
Yeah, everybody wants that.
But that's like what, months to 3 years.
She comments, I'm very flushed right now. Thank you.
So that
So
was
I think you've answered her question.
that was a truth.
Awesome.
So a
Awesome.
parent that wants to know if she should go on a date or not.
Oh yeah, always.
Just
Dating is like shopping for shoes. I always tell people like that. Like they're out there looking. Oh, is this one my one true love? Try them on. Dating is fun. Dating is fun. You should. When you're dating, you shouldn't just date one person either. I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
I agree. Date them all.
Date them all. Yeah. It's like going into Macy's with an unlimited budget and buying a pair of Jimmy Choos. You get to try it on and you get to have fun. And yeah, you should always date. Always. Date safely though.
Go out for really good food.
That's right. Go out for good food. Go out to the movies. Go out for a picnic. Dating is just the best. Yeah, absolutely. Bowling and eat a lot of food. Yeah. One of the best dates I ever had was bowling. Threw the ball backwards and broke his. Never mind.
I have done that too. Just like that much. And then 5 minutes later, my daughter did exactly the same thing to exactly the same guy.
Yeah, no, dating is fun. Don't make dating about
Looking
they
for
have to be the one. Yeah, and they have to. If they are the one, that will come.
Yeah.
But right now, they're just a nice pair of shoes you're trying on.
Yeah.
So yeah, date. If you are free, single, and able to date a lot of people. You don't have to commit. Just
and you don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to put out either.
Yeah, just go have fun. I mean, you're never going to find the one if you don't shop for the one. So yeah, and shopping is the best part. Shopping is the funnest part. So
she says, yeah, I'm not marrying him. Just want to have fun, ladies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I condone that 100%. I actually push people to date all the time. Because like I said, you're not going to think what's the new trend now? Swipe left, swipe right, whatever. You're not going to find them that way. You got to try those shoes on. You got to go out. You got to kind of like walk a little bit with them before you think that they're comfortable and think that they're the right shoe. And then maybe you like these Snickers, but you want to try on these heels and then you want to try on some flats and, you want to, like, I will try on 5 or 6, maybe 10, 20 pairs of shoes before I commit to buying one.
Remind me never to go shopping with you.
Please don't.
If we do, go to a food court.
Yeah.
Mom has a food court.
Yeah, because and I will literally try on shoes and I will pretend like I'm somebody else in these shoes. And I have a lot of fun shoe shopping. Don't take me. But, I will try you and dating's the same way. Dating is your opportunity to try on a pair of shoes. And you should try on lots of shoes.
Well, she's just worried that she'll be okay. But as long as you're in a public place and you leave maybe separately.
Yes, safe dating rules should always be in public. Should never go to a second location. If you're asked to go to a second location, you should politely refuse. You always want, especially the first few dates, you always want that comfort of publicly being with them. And it's always advisable to take separate vehicles or a public transportation with the person. So like you can share a cab or you can share an Uber, but you don't want to say let them drive you. Not in this day and age, unless you have a chaperone with you, which I think is an old school idea that we should bring back.
A duena.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Sorry. Also, tell somebody where you're going and who you're going with.
Right. And what time you're going to be back. These are all safe dating rules that you should follow.
Make sure your phone has the app on it to find you.
Right. Yes. So, you want to do this safely, of course, but you don't want to be so scared that you don't do it.
Yeah.
Have
extra money in your pocket in case the guy's a dud and you want to walk away.
Right. Or have a friend text you at a certain point, and then you can decide to say, oh, hey, I'm sorry. My friend just called with this emergency. I have to back out. Or you can say, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't really important. And you can choose to go on with the date.
Yeah.
So, there's things that you do, and you need to be safe about it. And this is not just for women. This is for men. Men get into a lot of dating situations, where they feel they're trapped because of the social role of men. They feel that they're trapped with this person for that night, and they have to act accordingly. One
thing I recommend a lot is groups, big groups.
Yes. Yeah, date with friends.
The group sort of thing.
Yeah, I think men have the harder part of dating, at least traditionally, because they have more risk of rejection, because traditionally they were the person to ask and to ask and to have to make the phone calls. They also, there's more social pressure on the man, to make the date correct and right. And so that's all on him. So, he has to go back to his friends and say whether he was impressive or not. So there's just a lot. I feel sorry for guys. I mean, if they are brave enough to ask you out, I mean, that takes a certain level of courage, because there is the risk of rejection there.
Linda suggests too that you text a description of the vehicle and where they're going to a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And men too, because, believe it or not, and we always focus on men as being the danger, but, there are some women serial killers out there. I'm just throwing it out there for you guys. Maybe it's not as common, but it does happen. So especially if you have a son, don't just assume that because he's a man that you shouldn't at least have an awareness of where your boy is dating and who they are dating.
This isn't actually related to dating, but it is something that's worth noting, that there's people in North America are being offered, young people in North America, dollars for a kidney and things like that. So you always want to be extremely aware of what's happening around you right now. Heather wrote something.
Yeah, I know, Mom.
Okay.
I asked the universe for signs and they appear. Can I take this as an affirmations?
The universe usually doesn't lie. I don't know. One of the books that I always recommend to people is what's that book called? I recommended it 100 times and I forgot the name.
It's all the energy you're passing through your body right now.
Probably. The Universe According to Bob. What is that called? Anyway, in the book, Bob is the being of bliss. It's an acronym for the being of bliss. The universe does not lie. Sometimes we may misread what Bob is telling us, or what God is telling us, or what the goddess is telling us. But the universe never lies. So if you asked and you received, you should take the word. It's just, that's my philosophy. And I used to say, the universe needed to hit me over the head with a 2x4. I wasn't getting the message. So I would be like, you know, there was a show where he's like asking God, God, give me a sign. And there's an actual sign that has the answer right in front of him. And he goes, I just need a sign. And then there's a flashing sign with the answer. And he goes, give me a sign. And he wrecks into a sign with the answer, and he still doesn't get it. So, yeah, if you've received affirmation, no doubts, you know.
She's saying that she's noticed 7-Eleven, 123 in time sequences such as 111, 1111, 222, 333, 444. She also says that she has orbs around her, and she adds awesome and haha. I always say thank you.
Yeah, always say thank you. Gratitude is important. When you talk about numerology and numerology messages like that, I got to be honest with you, I get frustrated. I start seeing stuff like that, and I threaten to throw devices away. You know, so when you talk about 1111 is 11 is a higher number in numerology, and that's why people are called attention to it. Sequences of 2 is giving you a message about duality in life right now. So you need to pay attention to the duality of creation around you, which means something can be made of opposites. 3, of course, is completion. 4, you're calling to the creative element. 7, your higher powers. 9 is the end of something. So if you see 9, it's the end and starting over again, because we end with 9. If you think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we start over again with 10, 1, 0, 1, 1, until we get to 9, and then we start over again. So 9 is the end of something, the beginning of something new. 1 is the start. When you get into 8, you're getting into like infinity issues. Did I miss anything?
No, she just continues to say it gets pretty consistent, and then Lakshmi adds, I saw 777.
Awesome.
So awesome.
Yeah. No, I've thrown I've lost a Kindle that way one time because I was seeing the same number repeated over and over time again, and every time I took, opened it up, and I threw it across the room. It was like me and the universe have an understanding. I get frustrated. So yeah, but numbers are really interesting.
Yeah, just real quick here. We're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. If you quit or continue, that's fully up to you two.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's any other questions.
I think we went around. Okay. My dad saw 333.
Just says my dad sees 333 every day. He also does as well.
333 is actually a derivative of 9.
Yeah, would be.
So your dad is getting the message that he needs to begin again. It's time to let go of something. I'm not sure what that thing is. Now I guess strongly that your dad needs to let go of something. And
she answers, he gets frustrated.
I can relate. I'm with Dad, man. I get frustrated when stuff like that happens to me. Like, I always want to tell the universe, hello, text message. Why do you got to be so ambivalent, or ambient, whatever? Why do you got to be so vague? Just tell it like it is.
He answers, interesting. I'll let him know.
Awesome. Tell Dad I said hi. And I like Dad. He's got a good energy. All right. Yeah, no. If there's no other questions, I do have dogs.
Maybe we'll get out for a whiz.
Yeah,
So
and I have.
see, this is what I made while you were talking. I used up I used your energy that was coming out to infuse.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
We are going to do a show on all the stuff that we make and sell in our store, so people have an idea of what we do, because we do some really cool stuff. Elizabeth has got some of my here. Hang on, wands, and she can tell you that how well they work because she uses them.
Yes, they're absolutely amazing.
But in the meantime, we should really call it quits, so you can go do dog stuff, and we do know what's coming up. And I actually have to get hold of Erin when she's still around.
I know she had to go do.
No, I see her picture came back on,
and she'd be back.
Yeah.
I would like to do a show on stones and crystals and stuff one time. Show, chit chat, whatever. I get asked about that a lot.
Stones.
Yeah. I get asked about it like that. Yeah, you need one. I'm just saying, you need one.
Vero says, I want a wand, LOL.
Actually, I was thinking of sending you one, put beside your bed.
So
Elizabeth and I will talk that over and see what she thinks.
Yeah, she definitely needs one. She's
so you can.
In case y'all don't know, Vera is a powerhouse that she just doesn't know it yet, and I'm kind of in the process of starting to wear her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Process of starting to kick her ass to make sure she gets the message that you got this. You really got this.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to tell her the same thing, and she says, "But I'm nowhere good as you are." And I think, "In what
yeah. Amazing, amazing. Really hoping that she gets to the point where she's ready to talk to people in public, because she's got a gift.
So
really got a gift.
She does tarot readings. Would you like to message me afterwards and tell me a bit about your tarot readings?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
anyhow, so what Vero wrote. Says, "Yep, she is kicking my ass, and I love it."
Yeah.
In case you don't know, Elizabeth is also a teacher on our site.
Apprenticeship with Elizabeth.
And when you study with Elizabeth, you get the grounding and you get it solid. And when you come up, you are amazing.
Yeah, Heather, I'd love to talk to you about the tarot readings. I do old school readings. Yeah, message me anytime, or you can email me, which is better, because sometimes my messenger is a brat, but my email always works, and that's easy to remember. It's mistletoex17@gmail.com, or you can get to me through Wisdom Seekers with Eliz-sha.
Yeah, you can do that.
Vero quickly adds as an apprentice to Elizabeth. Amazing teacher, everyone.
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah, she should tell y'all what I make her do, though, before y'all believe that. So
you are tough. I keep telling people you're extremely tough.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go into it with this will be a slam dunk master class.
Yeah, I usually lose people at the first lesson. I'm gonna be honest with you. They usually quit after the first lesson. They're like, "Nope, I didn't realize that." It was like, "Okay, bye." But Vero stuck with it.
Work.
Yeah. My little grasshopper, she stuck with it, and now she's no longer a grasshopper. She is a hawk. Yeah, wax on, wax off. That's exactly right. Yeah, she's grown a lot. Very proud of that. you talk about spiritual growth. It's not as easy as people think. It is and it's not. I always tell them it is and it's not
If you want to
as
do
easy
it
as
right, you got to start from the
Yeah.
ground up.
right. And you got to be willing to let go of a lot of your preconceived notions too. And that's not always easy. But the lessons, if y'all are ever interested, and then as a teacher, and Veronica could tell you this, I'm pretty available. You know, we've had conversations 2:00 in the afternoon and 2:00 in the morning.
Very
So
2:00 in the morning.
yeah.
I know
So, and then, like I said, my email is always open, always. So it's this. So that's something to think about if y'all see that option on Wisdom Seekers and want to take it. It seems pricey, but trust me,
you get your money.
you're getting more than an hour of my time. So
Lakshmi comments, she is a nice teacher and a nice person.
That's when you don't get on the wrong side of her.
Yeah. Her says she is interested.
awesome.
Oh, well, I can tell you, anybody who has taken the full class with Elizabeth automatically has a job with the Wisdom Seekers automatically, because I don't even have to ask. I know these people are excellent, and in the future and the near future, Wisdom Seekers going to be one of the names that you go to.
Vero adds, more than a teacher, she's family.
Oh, that makes me smile.
Here, Vero.
That's because she loves Elizabeth, and that is another form of love.
Yes, it is.
And that's a different kind of a soulmate.
Yes, it is. It definitely is. Oh, plus she has my grandson with her, Tiago. I have to have a surrogate grandson. My son's never going to have children.
I don't think he's in a rush, no. But Theo is a beautiful little boy, so why not?
Yeah, I believe that, Heather. I absolutely believe that. So
you want to be in 51% service to others.
You're gonna have a hard time though, babe. Just gonna let you know that you're very empathetic.
That's why you need Elizabeth to teach you how to deal with being empathic and not doing it.
You're very empathetic, and
that's one of the best lessons. So
you're gonna
being in service to others isn't necessarily serving them particularly. It can be a great deal is how you live your life.
Yeah.
Love and honor.
If you got in,
same time.
Yeah, if you got in on the beginning of this video, we were talking about treaters, and I almost kind of see you in that area of a treater or a healer. I guess we used to call them hedge witches. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know if that made sense.
I know head witches are European.
Yeah.
My ancestors. I have a few ancestors who are hedge witches.
Yeah. So, yeah. But you really need to be cautious because you are very, very, very empathetic. So
we're just winding down, Janet.
So, any last questions? Poor Janet just got here. And
not as of yet, but Heather Skinner says, love and honor. And she adds, healer, yep, I love my tarot cards and oracle cards.
Awesome. You should try scrying too. Don't just stick with one tool.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're at an hour and 15.
I don't know about
Sorry,
you.
guys.
I've been doing the work. I'm tired.
Sorry, guys. We talk a lot.
You're the one that has to go out and eat something.
I mean,
Finished.
can you bring me back some food too?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to have some Elizabeth's food. Thank you.
Right?
I'm thinking of making tonight. I'm gonna do a Marissa chicken with peppers and rice and some black-eyed peas
Sounds
because
good.
I'm hungry.
Well, after this, I'd be starving. I always find after I've worked for an hour and a half, I want to eat something.
Oh yeah,
I get
I do
the-
really hard reading sometimes, and I will come out of it.
With their eyes crossed.
Yes.
Oh.
Scribing is it's using a tool like water or a crystal ball or a candle flame instead of tarot cards. It's yes, something like that. It's just a different way to view things. Thank you, Aparna. Scrying. Yes. Yes. So yeah. I think you will find that much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not beneficial, not.
She's done it before.
Informative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that she's done it a few times in her other lifetime. So it'd be like coming home.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to find it much, much more compatible with her energy. Absolutely. That's more. Tarot cards are great. I have several packs myself. Mostly sent to me from Elise. Thank you. But my first love is a candle flame. So, yeah, that's my best tool. Is a candle flame.
Heather replied, "Okay, I will look it up. I love fires. Aries sign.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, we don't always see the same way.
But tell them the story about your. I know you've gone on forever, but tell them the story about your different balls that you scry with.
Yeah, I have different crystal balls that I use. I have a small. Yeah, some of them got attitude though. That's another thing you got to understand. Your tools that you use, maybe not intelligent or soulful like you are, but they do get attitude. They get a personality of all their own. I always talk about that. When you get a crystal or a crystal ball or a tool that you're using, you need to first make friends with it. In a way, I guess that's the best way I can describe it. You need to first make friends with it. You need to get used to it before you start using it. And then I got this actually sent to me by Elise, this beautiful, it's in my workroom, beautiful crystal ball, orange, glassy, fiery.
Amber.
Yeah.
Has amber.
Yeah. But that thing has attitude. It is all attitude, snarky little piece of glass. So, yeah. And my blue one is always calming and reassuring and, actually answers the questions I ask instead of giving me the answers it wants. And so, yeah, even my computer takes on personality sometimes that gets obnoxious.
We should try phones.
So yeah, you when you get a tool. So a lot of times I get this question, well, I got this and it didn't work. Well, you got it and you tried to make it work, but you didn't really, I don't know, the connection's not the right word. You didn't really tune your energy to it. You know, you just expected it to do it. You expected to turn the on button on and it would work. It doesn't work that way. You need to tune your energy to it. And so when Elise sent me this beautiful, and I was so excited, y'all. God, it's just this beautiful, wonderful.
It really is gorgeous.
It really is gorgeous. I wish I had it in this room, but I was using it in the workroom, which is where most of my tools are. So I started, tuning this thing up and getting my energy in line with it. And I found out that it resonated with my sarcasm. It resonated with my snark. So it's my go-to, but the answers I get sometimes are on my more.
You have to we have to rephrase them. Do you?
Yes. Yeah. So it's a funny story because like the first time I actually used it as a scrying tool, and the answer I got was this image, and I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. And kind of the feeling of response I got, well, that's what you got. So and you know what? I love this thing. I could use this thing every day because I love it so much. It that is a part of me that I do keep suppressed. And so to have this that kind of resonates with that part that I keep suppressed from the public is just an amazing gift to have. Really love it. So there's that too. But don't get something in. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't work the first time. You have to tune. You have to tune in. You have to, even the frequencies. Yeah. And I get that a lot. Well, I tried it and it didn't work. Try it again. God.
My cards. They talk to me.
Yeah.
They don't say what the book says, but they talk to me, and they grow. So one week they'll say this thing, and next week it's a different thing altogether. So your tools, they grow with you.
They do. They do. And some tools don't work well with other people. I mean, you ever get one that just says you?
Well, that's why you got my cards, right? Because it didn't work with me. I thought, nope, don't want to work with you.
Rose quartz. I cannot work with any form of rose quartz. You got to find what's works for you. We should have done a whole video on that.
Well, if we ever get off today.
Not to remind you of the time or anything, but we're like at an hour and 25 minutes.
So my God, so sorry.
After we got an hour and a half.
Jeanette, selenite is absolutely a match for you. If you get cards, don't get the traditional deck.
It's a type of card that calls to you.
Yeah, I'm almost seeing like
we're making it. We can get ours, right, Elizabeth?
Slow in the process.
Yeah. Yes. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. You look for something that does resonate with you, but more along the lines of something natural, fairy like, something that maybe has animals or fairies in it. Don't go for the traditional old school. What is it? 72. Yeah, deck. That's not going to work for you.
Yeah, I know.
And you also and I'm just throwing this out there to you. Look into pendulum. Pendulum. That look for that. Look into that, because I think that would work for you.
It's a really good starting. And once you've got your a real good strong sense of what you want, you can do amazing things with pendulums. Actually, because they're not just yes and no. Once you know your pendulum, you start moving it, and it starts talking to you.
Yeah.
We have pendulums. We have pretty ones.
Lakshmi says runes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Andrea Hendrickson says, I'm dabbling in tools, but I haven't found my favorite. I need to learn more. So much more. To that, I would suggest come back and check us out at another time where we dabble more into this. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
We will be back, and this is a really good subject, actually, and we're getting Elizabeth to bring all her tools.
Andre, you're not going to find one tool. You're a scholar. It's going to be the learning that excites you.
Also, you can use books.
Yes.
I don't have a book with me right here, but you close a book, let it fall open, and find a line, and that will give you an answer.
Yeah.
Bible for that, the Torah, any book, even Tom Sawyer.
Andrea, that suggestion, you're a scholar. You're probably going to learn something, get bored with it, learn something, get bored with it, learn something, get bored with it. You're going to be learning the rest of your life, and it's going to be exciting.
Janet Preston says, I'm starting to make them tools. I'm assuming pendulums. She also adds, remember, Elisha, I was telling you how my reaction was to my Tarian.
Okay, what continue on with that?
While we wait, Andrea Hendrickson says, agreed. Thank you, ladies. I'm so excited.
You know, this area, there's no ending to what you can learn in this area. And it's open-ended.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting.
But you know, you get started in one area, and I've been doing this since I was, well, really, really young, but 19, and I'm a little bit older now. I just recently started working with rocks, just recently, and I've had 47 years of doing everything else under the book too. Under the sun, pardon me. I love books, by the way.
I do too.
It's never ending, and if it does end, then you're probably in a casket.
No, it doesn't even end then. I mean, you just keep going and going and going.
We're the Energizer Bunnies. We never die.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, tell us so that other people can understand too, Jeanette.
So, but yeah, we need to, I guess, do another video on tools and of the trade. I guess there's so many talented people out there,
and there's so many things that I never heard of before.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I'm going to talk to a lady about biospheres.
Oh yeah.
I asked, what is it? And they said, well, she tunes your chakras and tells you about what she picks up. And I'm going, okay. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. The universe is an amazing place.
And as we as the new energy comes in, and they said there's no such thing as new energy, but now there is a lot of new energy that has never been here before. Things open up and the potential is unlimited. For example, a year ago, if there was, I asked the doctor if there was a pill that would help people diet. He says, if I had that kind of pill, I would be a millionaire. This year, there is that kind of pill, and they are millionaires.
Andrea Hendrickson says, I love crystals, and you're right about my path. My cards always tell me I have so much more to learn. Again, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, Jeanette said when I first held it, I felt a strong vibration go through my whole body. It felt great. And that's just basically telling you that you're on the right path. Go ahead.
The question about Atlantis, yes, we can get a video done about Atlantis, especially since you have such a strong connection to it.
Where's that?
That was a past life connection for you.
From Chantel Hines, can we get a video about Lemuria and Atlantis, please?
I have a few memories from there.
Heather Skinner says there's a lot of energy happening right now. People are getting triggers. Considering we've been on doing this for an hour and a half, I'm not surprised.
I'm sorry, Elle, but we do have to quit soon because I gotta pee.
Yeah. and my neck is getting a little tired.
Yeah. I tell you what. Well, I'll try to commit.
That would be good.
I will try to commit, Elise, to making a time-specific video about Atlantis, if you would like.
That if I could pin you down, I'd be the first one to pin you down. So I'm not going to hold you to it. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But next week will be Aaron with the Connect with Medium Aaron. And then we're going to do a week. And then the week after we'll do a chit chat. So every other week. If that's all right with you.
Oh,
and
sure.
You can find a time. I can put it in the newsletter.
Which is coming out shortly. Please subscribe. Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Also, we have the capability to have more than one extra person on our live streams.
I think we can do 4.
Yeah. So if you have someone you would like to talk to as well, and have interviewed by Elisha Keating or Elizabeth Myers.
Elizabeth asks really tough questions.
To comment down below, and we will see if we can get that figured out.
Yeah. Just to let y'all know what for Alicia and Elle have to put up with. I am not an easy person to pin down to a schedule.
Not at all.
Not at all. My life is very dynamic. It changes day to day. I do not have a set schedule in my life. I don't even wake up at the same time every day. I don't go to sleep at the same time every day. So getting me to commit to a time, if y'all ever see like the live Q&A where I have agreed to be there at a certain time to answer y'all's questions, y'all need to send a thank you note to Elle and Elise because they really had to fight to get that. So
when Elizabeth said yes today, I said, okay, 20 minutes.
Yeah. so really
something first.
Yeah. So if you ever see a scheduled event with me, y'all thank them because they probably really had to work really hard to get that.
I leave the begging to Mom.
Yeah, it's not easy. And on that note, I am going to go because if I don't, I'm going to pee in my pants.
No, we don't. We do.
So, but I love you all. Thank you for all those good questions. I cannot wait to do the show on Atlantis. It's a great subject.
We might try it on YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need
cool.
to do to figure out how to do live interviews on YouTube. So stay tuned.
So this platform in the future we'll be able to go on YouTube at the same time, but in the meantime, YouTube is going to garner us more hits.
We hope.
You hope.
We hope.
And I am playing around with a couple of new readings that we'll be offering on Wisdom Seekers for a good price, affordable price. If y'all know anybody who wants one.
I can't get her to pay to
Raise her
raise the
prices.
prices to what she's really worth.
Yeah, I'm considering doing a reading where we are able to help people find stones and crystals that are compatible with them. And also, I'm considering maybe a small numerology reading. So I haven't really committed myself to those yet, but those are two things I'm considering offering only on Wisdom Seekers.
So stay tuned.
You won't find that anywhere else. Yeah. But again, love you all. I'm stopping the camera. I'm going to go pee. I hope y'all have a very blessed day. My dogs hate me right now. Bye.
So
Janet Person says, have a wonderful night, ladies. Much love, many blessings.
thank you, Janet. We'll have to go to the Ugly Mug. I kind of like their place. And with that, yeah, me too. I actually have some memories from Atlantis. Did a lot of journaling, I guess you'd call it, about Atlantis, and I remember a lot of energy work. Lots of meditations from when I was young.
You also still have those short stories you wrote.
Yeah,
about
but
Atlantis.
But with that, I have to say thank you very, very much for being with us. And it was a really long one. I hope you all can get through it. And with that, namaste, namasko, and broadcast.